everyone, this is Jackie from Bronx Baubles, also known as Titi Gaudy. Today, I'll be sharing with you my vintage cocktail jewelry rings, specifically gold rings. I have previously showed you videos on some of my sterling silver, some of my custom vintage, and now I'm showing you the good stuff. Okay, so let's get started with what I'm wearing. Today I'm wearing this amazing butterfly necklace in gold toned metal. This is a Kenneth J. Lane, also known as KJL. You might have recognized it. Sarah Jessica Parker wore it as Carrie in one of the episodes of Sex and the City. And so this is my homage to New York and one of my favorite all-time shows, Sex and the City. I'm also wearing these incredible 1980s clip-on earrings. I'm also wearing this incredible piece. I don't know what you would call this. A hand crawler. Look at the way it looks in the back. It's like caged, and it's made with these tiny little rhinestones. I bought this maybe 5 years ago in a shop out on Long Island. Let's get started without further ado. I'm going to get started with this piece right here in front of me. This is an incredibly gorgeous Persian turquoise ring, and it's covered in 1 carat worth of diamonds. These are real diamonds. These were really popular in the 60s. You see the back, the way it looks, and it's pretty substantial size. Just the blue color of it. The Persian turquoise has this incredible blue color to it. Turquoise color comes in all kinds of colors, including like a green, a brown, depending on where they buy them. And so they pick up, you can tell from where it came from by the color of the stone. And in that case, that's Persian. Here is another halo set. This stone, I think it's just a fake citrine. Citrine is my birth color, so I usually buy a lot of yellow topaz and citrine colored rings. It has this incredible, beautiful filigree type work covered in tiny little diamond chips. Even the back of the ring is very well made. It's a very adorable piece. Here is an organic ring, and this ring here is just a simple green stone. It's glass. It's not a real emerald. I wish it was. But what I like about this ring is that it has that organic look and feel to it. It has the climbing leaves that kind of encase the big stone. And I think this is a 60s, 70s cocktail ring. This is a ring that I bought, I want to say 6 years ago. This is a critter ring. And I believe what they did with this ring was that this ring here is opal, and it's just adorable. It's really a special piece. But this used to be a stick ring, a stick pin. Thank you. Couldn't think of the word. It was a stick pin that they made into a ring. So it didn't start out as a ring. They kind of recreated it. And I just love critters. So anytime I see things with critters on them, I tend to gravitate towards them. This is a ring that I almost wear on a daily basis. This is like one of my everyday rings, but it probably needs to be cleaned, I can tell. And this is a mystic topaz. It's kind of mystic in the sense that it has these beautiful colorations that, depending on the way the light hits it and depending on what color you're wearing, it brings out that color. And it's very reminiscent of the 1980s style side. I love this ring. Almost very similar to that ring is this ring, which I probably wear more than the ring previous to this. The ring previous to this is more 80s. This is more 60s, but it does have that mystic topaz look again. Almost like what we would call in costume jewelry a watermelon stone. Brown, it has yellow, it has orange, it has green, it has red, it has pink, it has all kinds of colors. Again, depending on the way the light hits it, depending on what you're wearing, it will pull out that color from this ring. But it's held on this high raised cage, and just the details on that cage is really, really stunning. This is probably the ring I will probably wear more than any other ring in my collection. Keeping in line with that coloration is this smoky topaz. I like a lot of topaz because of my stone. It's topaz, and sometimes it comes in shades of light yellow all the way to darker yellow into the browns. And so this is another retro type ring. It's in the retro style. However, this ring right here, I remember purchasing it on QVC. So this is a recent, and I think I paid I bought it maybe 10 years ago. And I wear this ring often too. Go on to this ring right here. I can't tell you what stone it is. I think it's in the jade family. I don't know if it's real jade, but look how the carriage of it, and it's really, really heavy. And I like big, heavy rings like this, but if they don't fit firmly on your hand, what tends to happen is that it moves around a lot. In this case, this one doesn't move too much because it's a good fit for me. This is a synthetic stone, but look at the way that stone shines. Isn't that pretty? But this is a real, real pretty piece because of the color stone. Here's another jade. All the different Asian jewelry is hot, hot, hot. The Asians are buying up their precious materials and stones and jewelry and statues and clothing and such, and they're driving up the prices of a lot of the Asian artifacts, including rings like this. This is really, really beautiful, and you can't really tell, but it's actually a phoenix carved into a nice piece of jade. Around it has that Asian motif cut out all around the ring, and this is what it looks like. It's really, really a beautiful piece. I'm so glad I have it. This is a piece that I found at a local antique store when I lived out in Long Island. It's a malachite stone, and it has a tiny little diamond chip in the middle. It's beautifully constructed. The butterfly is sort of raised a little bit. This ring, unfortunately, does not fit me. And so because of that, I don't wear it too often, but I really, really love it. So this is what it looks like on. Probably needs to be sized at least one size more up. And the problem with sizing it is it'll ruin that, the way that's constructed. I don't want to see it ruined. So I probably will keep this. It says $5.85, and that is gold in Europe, and it has some other markings. This is an interesting ring, and they call this ring angel skin. That's what they call it, angel skin. And it has that really beautiful blushy pink stone. This ring is very, very special because you can see all of the filigree work surrounding that stone, and the way the prongs are set. It's just a very, very well constructed ring. And then all surrounding the ring is this rope. The back of it, as you can see, has that little plate so that if you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, you can do so, unlike the other butterfly ring, which I don't want to change because I don't want to ruin the shank of that ring. But this one fits perfectly, and this is what it looks like. It really is a beautiful piece. The work on it is just stunning. Here is another ring. It's raised pretty high. Again, it has that beautiful craftsmanship. It's not with a plain, prong sets. It's these elaborate, beautiful settings. On the sides, it's flanked with beautiful diamonds. And this is like a very, very blushy, milky moonstone ring. And I think it's precious. This ring is just a simple glass pink, very, very princessy type ring. And if you can compare this ring with, let's say, for example, this ring, you can see the difference in the craftsmanship. This is just a plain ring. I bought this, and it looks like somebody put those dots to size. Can you see that? To size the ring. I want to take it off because I think I need that extra space. But kind of matches the lipstick I'm wearing a little bit. This is a gorgeous alexandrite ring. It looks like amethyst, but the difference between alexandrite and amethyst is that alexandrite changes color. So depending on what you're wearing, it'll change it more from a lavender to a purple to a darker purple, all the way to an amethyst, and even into the blue family. So these stones change colors, and it has that, again, it has a beautiful, beautiful craftsmanship on the, I guess, the basket of the ring. Here's another alexandrite ring in the same family as this one. This one's round, this one is square, and as you can see, this to me started out as purple, and now that it's next to this other ring, it's turning more into a garnet wine type color. So these stones change colors. One day they can be blue, another day they can be pink, another day they can be garnet color, like a wine color, and another day they can be more on the lavender side. So those are interesting rings to wear because they change color. So these are alexandrite. This is a cabochon amethyst. This is another Asian ring. And as I'm looking at it through the lens, I can see that it has striations of colors in there. There's a stripe of purple in this ring that I never really noticed before. And that's the interesting thing about these videos for me, that I'm starting to notice things that I've never noticed before, such as that purple stripe on this ring. This ring is a very, very delicate ring. It's Asian, it's 18 karat gold. And there's I want to say amethyst, but now I'm not so sure. Stone in a cabochon. Cabochon means that it has like a soft surface that's almost domed. And so that's considered amethyst. And it has these beautiful, beautiful, just the way it's so delicate. And each and every one of those little columns has tiny little designs on them. And then it has this gorgeous gold motif. This is a very high-end, beautiful, beautiful piece. And I don't wear it too often because I know how delicate. If any of these little designs gets bent, it'll ruin the value of this ring. And it's just a beautiful ring. Here is an amethyst ring done in the 1980s. Actually, this could even be 60s. It's in that retro style, the way the tendrils grab that stone, not letting it go. This is a really pretty ring. Here is my uranium rings. Okay? These rings all glow in the dark. Some more than others. This one a little bit less. This one glows very bright. So does this one. So does this one. So these are just stunning rings. This is probably one of my favorite rings, and I happen to have two of them in my collection. This is uranium glass ring. Some people think it's peridot, but it's actually uranium. It's not going to harm you. People think, oh my gosh, you know, you're wearing stuff that could kill you. It's not going to kill you. There's not enough uranium in there to kill you. But I do have a lot of them, so it just kind of reminds me of Lucille Ball, you know, that generation. There you go. Isn't that cool? This one I bought thinking it was a peridot ring, not knowing it was uranium. And it's, look how it's like a crown. It's like a crown. And if you see my other videos, you'll see that I do collect crowns. And so this is definitely reminiscent of that. Perhaps that's why I buy it. Sometimes you never know what, you know, what motivates you to get the things that you get. This little guy I bought maybe, I don't know, I want to say 35 years ago. He's a cute little guy. I bought this because it really reminded me of the bubblegum machine rings that I used to love when I was a kid. I would put my nickel in the bubblegum ring just to get one of these fake rings, and I used to wear them till they turned green and broke apart. I bought it because it reminded me of collecting, wanting so badly to have these beautiful baubles, and I would spend the nickel, and so I was able to accomplish in getting a real one. So this one's special for me. Look at that. This one is super duper hunker of a ring, one of my bigger ones, and it's citrine, more towards the I guess cognac or apple juice. And this is a 14 karat gold ring. And this ring, when you wear it, it does tend to sway back and forth because it's so heavy. Here's another ring that I actually bought at the thrift store. Now this ring is a beautiful, beautiful citrine ring. It's 14 karat gold, and I had to get them to size it, and I think I paid $20, $30 to get it sized, but the ring itself was $150, and these rings go for about $700, $800. So I knew I wanted to buy it, so it was a little bit more, but I bought it at the thrift store. So my girlfriend, I remember, she went to Savannah and she bought a ring very, very similar to this one, and she paid about $800 for her ring. So I thought that's a bargain. Now this one, this is the piece de resistance of my cocktail ring collection. Take a look at that. They sold this to me as yellow quartz and diamonds. So that big, big rectangular stone is a yellow quartz. So it's a real stone. I don't know the worth of it. I did pay quite a pretty penny. This is all handmade in the Brutalist style. So look at the way those these little tendrils are holding on to that stone. That stone's not going anywhere. And it's sprinkled about. There's 1, 2, 3 diamonds. And this is all homemade. And it's so heavy, ridiculously heavy. I don't know what this ring is worth. I don't care because I love it. And it is 14 karat gold. And thankfully I did not have to size this ring, because even in the back, see, these are the type of rings I would not size, because when you have designs that carry through all throughout the back of the ring, you don't want to mess that up by cutting into it. I was just fortunate enough that the ring fit me, and it fit me snug enough that it doesn't move around in my finger. But look at that. Here's another retro style ring, very simply made. This is actually either a blue topaz. I think there's another name for them. These rings I can see need to be cleaned. I probably need to get a machine to clean them. But you know, these are average rings. The size might not be average, but they're not. This is a very pretty piece. So if you compare this piece to this next one that I'm going to show you, you can see the difference. See, this ring is another Brutalist ring, very similar in family and in style to this one. You can see the difference. The difference is that this is ridiculously huge, whereas this is pretty big. But because it's next to this ring, you think, oh, it's not that big. Well, really, it is pretty big. If you put it next to the other blue ring, you know, you can see the difference in size. This is an aquamarine. I don't know if it's a real aquamarine. I don't know if it's synthetic, because there is a difference in price for real aquamarine. A lot of people buy the blue topaz and pass it off as aquamarine, but people can tell the difference. Look at the way the tendrils run up there. It's huge. It's probably 1.5 inches big, and this is a really, really beautiful ring. So if you want to see rings that are in the Brutalist family, these are 3 examples of that. Okay. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous coral ring. This is more on the way most people see coral. If you can compare this coral to this coral, you will see this is the angel skin pink coral, and this is the typical orange red coral. This is an old piece. It's probably from the Art Deco period, or even maybe a little earlier. I love the way they have that cushion set here. It's such a lovely, lovely ring. And I have this beautiful necklace that I wear with it. At some point I'm gonna pull that out because it's such a stunning necklace. You have to see it. And this has little flowers and roses, and it's just a really nice piece. I love it. This is an orange ring. It's a Martin ring. I think I got this in the last 5 years. It's nicely made, but it's modern, not vintage, in an orange glass stone. And this is, I think they call this Mexican opal. It is an opal ring. It has this beautiful, beautiful, just a simple design, but I wear this kind of often because it goes with anything. And I usually wear it with this ring here. This ring is a simple ring, but it has very special meaning to me because my mother's wedding ring, and she gave it to me after my father died. And so it has a lot of sentimental value to me. And I wear that ring. It's a little big on me, so I have to wear another ring to hold it down. So that's what that looks like. It's really pretty. And this is a very cheapy ring, but one that holds a lot of sentimental value to me because I bought this ring, gosh, I want to say 40 years ago. One of the first pieces of gold jewelry that I bought when I was still in high school, I want to say. So it was a long time ago. 30 years ago, I guess. 35 years ago. I don't know. It's old. Done in the 80s style, I want to say. So that's it for my costume jewelry collection. I hope that you like it as much as I liked showing it to you. Thank you so much. Peace.